thanks for stopping by my channel. Once again, I have rounded up some of the newer drugstore releases for July and August. I try to do this once every month or so, pick up some of the new drugstore products, give them a test drive, and then let you guys know my thoughts on them. So that's what we're going to be doing today, and I've got quite a few things here, so let's just dive right in. So I was super excited to see L'Oreal released a buttload of new highlighting products. I've always felt that the drugstore kind of lacked highlighting options. Reserve Your Cabana from Wet n Wild, Tiki from Hard Candy have always been two of my most repurchased drugstore products. They're both marketed as bronzers, but at any rate, they are excellent highlighting options. But I was really happy to see some new products being released. So there are 3 liquids and 3 powders. I was only able to find 2 of the powders. You know how the actual brand puts out like a display case for the drugstores to display their items in? There was no slot in that case for the 3rd powder, so I'm not sure if it's not available here or what the deal was, but I believe it's called Ivory. So I don't have the lightest one, but I do have everything else. So let's start by talking about the liquid products. Now, the idea with these is that you can use them kind of as a primer, put them on your skin before your foundation, so you give yourself a little boost of luminosity. You could just mix them with the foundation to add a glow to your foundation in that way, or you can just stipple them onto the cheeks. I do like the packaging. They come in these little squeeze tubes. It's really easy to control how much product you're releasing, so that's nice. Generally, I would classify myself as a neutral undertone skin tone because I mean, I'm lighter, but I do have pinkier undertones. So this one is called Rose, and I gotta say, it's a little bit more brassy than I was kind of hoping for. It does sheer out to be quite pretty, but I do feel like it is a little bit red almost for my skin. So maybe if I had a medium skin color and a neutral undertone, this would work a little bit better. But for me, it is a little bit brassy, and when I mix it in with my foundations, it does alter the color a little bit. So I don't know, just be aware of that. You are in the medium to darker skin tone range. It might be a pretty sort of like bronzy, coppery highlight. But this one didn't work for me that well. That's just me. The next one I have is called Ice, and it is for cooler skin tones. Now this one is extremely icy. I mean, look at that. Now I do think this is pretty, and I actually don't mind mixing this in with my foundation. I do actually quite like this one when you sheer it out. I think especially for lighter skin tones, it's gonna be nice. You really just need a little tiny bit though. Like this packs a punch, so what I just squeezed on my hand was probably way too much, but just as a base, it will give you a little bit of a lit from within look before you apply your foundation. I also like it a little bit just stippled on my cheeks. It does have a little bit of shimmer though, so just be aware of that. Okay, so the last one I have is called Golden, and this is actually my favorite of the 3, which is surprising. It does look a little bit dark for my skin when I first swatch it, but it blends out to just a beautiful sort of bronzy glow, so it will just give you a little bit of warmth to your skin. If you have darker skin, I think this would be a gorgeous highlight. I love that sort of like goldeny glow on darker skin. So I have been using this one the most, just using it as an all-over primer, then applying my foundation, and I do feel like it just gives me that bit of like radiance and sort of bronze glow. So I wouldn't necessarily buy one of these just based on your undertones because, like I said, I'm a neutral girl, and this one is the least flattering out of all of them on my skin. My displays did have testers, so if there's testers around, I mean, I definitely think you can make these work. I don't think you need to go out and buy like all 3 of them. That's just my personal opinion. Moving along to the powders, today I am wearing Rose, and it's the same idea. You've got like a cooler toned, warmer toned, neutral tone highlighter. Now this one is the neutral tone, and it is my favorite. Oh my gosh, I'm wearing it today, and I've just been using, this is the Haku Hodo brush, and by the way, just update for people who asked, I absolutely love the small tapered one. So it gives you like just the perfect application. But anyway, that's another video. I really, really like this highlighter. I love it. I love it. I think it would be flattering on a lot of skin tones. You've got 4 different colors in there actually. You've got a little bit of a champagne-y color, an ivory, and then sort of like a taupe and a pink. So I think a lot of different people could wear this. I really like it. The other one I have is golden. And I do like the colors here, and I think this would be especially pretty on medium to darker skin tones. But for some reason, I feel like the formula of this guy is a little bit chalkier. It doesn't apply quite as nicely as the rose one. I'm not sure what the difference is there, but I don't know. For some reason, this is just a little less smooth than rose. Drop the brush. Does come with a little brush if you care. You could definitely use that. It's not like the best, but it's definitely functional. If I were to recommend one thing from the entire collection, I would definitely say the rose powder. I think it is just a beautiful highlight. So that's that. Okay, Maybelline. I have a bunch of new products from Maybelline. Some of it I purchased, some of it was sent to me through a Canadian beauty blogging company. These 2 items were sent to me. So this is the new Superstay Better Skin Skin Transforming Foundation and Concealer. Now the idea here is that this will actually improve your skin over time. I think it's like over the course of 3 weeks. Be totally honest with you, I can't speak to that claim right now because I have not used these for 3 weeks. I've used them for about a week. They're oil-free and they do have an SPF of 15. Okay, so let's start with the foundation. I do really like the packaging. You've got a glass jar, a nice pump. Okay, I have been wearing this for the last several days and the coverage for me is more on the lighter end. You can build it up a little bit, but I do find it to be a little bit noticeable. It's not the most natural looking foundation when you try to kind of layer it, build it up, I suppose. And also, I just didn't feel like it lasted on my skin all day. It wore off within about, I'd say, 7 hours. And it did settle into some of my fine lines. So it's not my favorite. I hate to say that, but it's not. Again, I know I've been saying this in all my drugstore haul videos, but I really, really can't get enough of that Rimmel 25-hour foundation. I think that is amazing. So I'm kind of holding everything to that standard. So I don't know. This wasn't the best for me. It wasn't the worst, but I just have better in my collection. Next one I have here is the Superstay Better Skin Concealer. Again, I like the packaging. It's got a doe foot applicator, really easy just to apply. This again was very sheer. It didn't really cover my dark circles as much as I would like it to, and it did crease. So again, I didn't have the best luck with these 2 products. That's just my opinion though. I'm just being honest with you guys. There are other people who I'm sure really like these, but for me, they just didn't work the best for me. So yeah, if you are like someone with younger skin, no fine lines, no dark circles, but you just want to kind of brighten that under eye area, this would probably be fine for you. But if you are like me and you've got some fine lines and discoloration, you're not going to get a ton of coverage with this. You have 6 of the Baby Lips lip glosses. These 6 I did purchase on my own. Now, I do have an entire blog post on these with swatches of each of them on my lips and all that kind of stuff, so I'll link that below. I did restart my blog and I'm trying to post 3 days a week there, so I'd love if you guys follow me there. You'll find extra you know, posts, information, all that kind of stuff, lots and lots of swatches. I really like the way they've broken these down. You've got shimmers, you've got creams, and you've got jellies. My absolute favorite out of all of these is so surprising to me. It's this purple one. I picked it up because it's totally out of my comfort zone and I just thought it would be kind of cool to add in my blog post. It's called Lilac Lumi. None of these are nearly as pigmented when you swatch them as they appear in the jars, so just keep that in mind. This is one of the more pigmented ones, but it has this beautiful kind of like purpley glow. And when you apply it to your lips, there's just something so striking about it. It's subtle, it's very soft. It's just a really fun way to do purple. I love it. The other one I really like is from the Jelly collection, and it's called Fab and Fuchsia. Basically just kind of gives you a very, very soft fuchsia tint to your lips. You really aren't going to get a ton of color payoff from these at all, so if you're expecting like your lips to look this color, that's not going to happen with this. But they do add just a nice little shine, and they are moisturizing. Think of them as the original Baby Lip lip balms. You know how they just had the slightest tint but were nice and moisturizing? That's the same deal with these. They are really pretty. Some of the shimmers are nice just to add in the center of your lips for a little pop of something extra, a little dimension. I do like these. Just keep in mind, like I said, that you're not going to get like this actual color on your lips. They are very, very faint, but you know, I do think they're usable. I think they're just a nice product to have in your purse. Add a little bit of shine, just the slightest tint of color, and moisturize at the same time. So those are my thoughts on those. Next from Maybelline, and I really, really like these, which surprises me because they're matte, and usually matte and I don't get along. My lips are dry, and usually anything matte just takes them to like a state of dehydration. These are the Color Blur by Lip Studio crayons, I suppose. So I've got 4 of them. These were sent to me in the PR package. So the one that I have on my lips today is called Pink Insanity, and I've actually had this on for quite a while, and I think it's holding up pretty well. These kind of leave a bit of a stain on your lips. The idea is they do have a little twisty thing here too. You apply them to the center of your lips, and then you take the other side, which has this, it almost looks like an eraser, and you just kind of like smear it out. So it's supposed to give you that like blurred edges kind of look. I really like these. They're a creamy matte, so they aren't overly drying. And what I really like about them is that they stick around. I've got new swatches on my hand now, but I swatched these yesterday for a blog post, and I couldn't, they were still there this morning after I had showered. There was still like little streaks from where I had swatched them. So these will stick around. This color is really beautiful for fall. What are you called? What's your name, little guy? Plum Please. It's just like a really nice, almost like, it's a very vampy kind of oxblood color. I really like it. Okay, last but not least, I do have 2 single eyeshadows from L'Oreal. These kept catching my eye every time I saw them at the drugstore. They're called Lumiere. One is in number 505, which is a blue. The other one is 507, which is this really pretty like pink. Well, it's called Pin-Up Pink, kind of like a peachy pink. These feel really nice. I think they're a gel infused eyeshadow. So they've got like this cool sort of, you can kind of feel like where the gel is, but then they quickly turn to a powder. These are beautiful. I have this one on my eyes today. It's very subtle, but it's just, there's something kind of pretty about it. I really like it for summer. It's not like the most luxurious formula I've ever felt, but I think it's quite wearable, and I think it's just a really pretty color, and I do like the texture. It is really like a gel to powder. So I do really like this color. The other one I have here is in this blue, which I don't wear a lot of blues, but I don't know, I was really intrigued by these. It feels so cool. And look at that. I mean, that packs a punch. So I actually really like these. So pretty. I mean, I kind of want to play with this tomorrow. So I think these are actually really cool little individual shadows, and I think they're maybe worth picking up, especially if you have a coupon or something like that. You might be able to get a good deal. Anyways, that is it. My camera's ready to die. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Take care of each other, and I'll see you soon. Bye, guys.